And we're back. Cool. We've had a little bit of time to think about our decisions, about our choices, about our names and our looks. I'm gonna get Melody maybe to start. Do you have an idea for your name and look and things?
Sorry, I've just realized I've got the chat thing coming through Twitch and it's going weird.
Right. Let's get David to do name and alias and look first. Oh, you're eating. God damn, I'm real good at this.
I'll do it.
You do it,
Okay, you do it. So, my name is Sampha Valorum, which is a play off of Captain Phasma for Sampha, and Valorum is in Valor. And their alias is Helmet, because they were rarely seen without their helmet when they were in the military. And that was about embracing their armor and like really loving the fact that their gender didn't matter behind all of this armor, which they really loved. Now that they can't wear that same uniform and being used to armor, they wear a thick hooded cloak and a head wrapping that just allows their eyes to see through.
That's really cool.
Wow.
And so their look is ambiguous. That's cool. And all right, cool. David, do you want to have a crack at names now?
Yeah. Okay. So I've gone with Barton. This is a character name I've used a couple of times before, and I have this thing where I really like playing different iterations of similar characters across different settings because I just like that kind of stuff. So yeah, Barton is his name, but his alias, he doesn't like this, and this comes back to his how he got out of the hegemony and his gang. His nickname that he hates is Runner.
Cool.
Yeah, if you want to piss him off, call him Runner.
Yeah.
That's the thing That's the thing he doesn't do these days. He doesn't run.
Yeah, nice.
The guys he's sticking with.
That's awesome.
So yeah. As to look, he is your generic combat guy. I have to admit. He's got a ragged military vest under a long coat, lots of worn boots, lots of pouches, lots of gear. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
And I'm not saying this just because I have all of that stuff I could do, and seriously, I could grab and, yeah.
Cool. As far as seeing as we can see your face, what kind of a face, what kind of hair, what kind of eyes?
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. He looks through people a lot. He doesn't look at them. He looks at what they are wearing, what they are doing, what they are near. He very rarely looks at eyes. He doesn't look at faces. He looks at motion and bodies. But otherwise, his face is he's a little bit nondescript.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Cool.
Alyssa, do you have a name?
Okay, so I rethought a few things, just ever so slightly. I ended up, so her name's Diana Thorne. Thorne is the family that I figure is vaguely appropriate because they're all a bunch of pricks.
Cool.
So yeah, she's from a moneyed family that has a fair bit of influence, and she has nothing to do with them anymore, and they want absolutely nothing to do with her. In fact, they tried to keep her entirely out of everywhere she was going, so hence the escaping part of it. She is the nickname that she has is Kid. She doesn't like the nickname one bit, but anyone who knows her might still call her that, especially if they knew her before she sort of escaped her family's clutches. She's moderately tall, but not too tall. As her family had money, she's quite attractive because all the appropriate genetics were slipped in as required at various points. So yeah, she's thin, pretty, and she has to have red hair because, that way I can see myself in her.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. Awesome. And should I list what name? So do people call her Diana? Is that the like that's the default?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. The question is, what do I call the character, right? Like, so I call Diana.
I can't imagine her liking her last name very much
Yeah.
because of its content.
Do I call your character Helmet or Sampha? At Maze.
I like Sampha. Yeah.
Awesome. And Melody, what's your name?
Yeah. So, the full name, which is kind of an assumed identity, is Tash Ursus. And for a nickname, I am thinking Titanium, because she was a miner.
Cool.
In some incredibly dangerous environment.
So do I?
Are you in character right now? Because I just don't know.
Do I call your character Titanium or Tash?
Yeah. Go with either or. She doesn't have a particular preference. It's just a way of identifying someone.
I'll call it Tash,
and it's not like a malicious nickname.
Yeah. Well, I'll go with Tash because everyone else is using their.
Sure.
Their
Yeah, no worries.
Cool.
Yeah. As for looks, ambiguous looks.
She, her pronouns, I heard.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm assuming Maze. Were you going with they? I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Contrary to Phasma Canon, Sampha goes by they them.
Cool. And
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm assuming Barton was he him.
Yep.
'Cause I think I heard you use that, and I'm pretty sure I heard Alyssa using she her for Diana.
Yeah.
Cool. Just checking. Excellent. Cool. So you had ambiguous. Did you have any other descriptors for the look?
Yeah. So in terms of the outfit and everything, practical kind of heavy work boots, leathers. It's not like uniform kind of stuff, but stuff that is allows for a reasonable amount of mobility. But also, if a piece of metal goes flying or whatever, it's not just a piece of cloth or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Stuff that's not armored but fairly hardy.
And if you're a Yarrow, the important question is, what symbol is on your forehead?
Yeah, that's a good point.
What sigil? What marking?
Yeah. Okay. I hadn't thought about that. I kind of assumed that they were just ones that don't exist in our world, but actually, it's probably more interesting if it signifies something specific.
I mean, yeah. What you can just tell us what the meaning is, or just what it looks like, and not what it means.
Yeah. Okay. It's it looks kind of like a when you're counting and you do the number strokes, and then when you get to 5 you slash through it. It's like that.
Cool. So a half skull.
So it's four lines with a diagonal stroke through them.
All right.
And it's in the kind of like a metallic kind of scar. It doesn't look like just kind of ordinary skin.
Yeah. Do you have I was gonna say, do some people also call you 5?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
totally.
was wondering.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Alright.
Which is more of that's a bit less of a probably well received one.
Yeah, right. That's being you're just a number, which is
exactly. Yeah. And a lot of the when she can get away with it, it's socially acceptable to do so, she will wear things that cover it. Whether that's a welding mask or a bandana or something.
Yeah. Just walk into the shops with a welding mask on. It's fine.
So I'm going to walk away and sneeze every now and then, just so people know.
Okay, sure. Well, that brings us to the end of character creation. And next up, the next bit is actually building our ship.
Dun dun dun!
Now,
This is going to be pretty fun.
yeah, it's pretty cool. So we've
Guns.
chosen our ship type. So we are a Cerberus. We're bounty hunters and extraction specialists, looking to find missing people or items and claim prizes on those criminals the hegemony or others consider important or dangerous enough. But we've just formed and acquired a ship. But given that we are people that have existed for a while and maybe already have a reputation together, we have a reputation as a group. What kind of reputation do we have? Are we brutal, daring, ambitious, brutal, daring, honorable, professional, savvy, subtle, or strange?
I love strange, but I don't
Yeah.
like
This is important because it's next P trigger. When you bolster your reputation as whatever
okay.
you selected, you'll get XP.
Right. Yeah.
I was just kind of
I'm like leaning towards maybe like kind of daring because I guess a lot of us have that kind of like we've run away from something, and accomplished quite a lot in that sense. And like I don't know. What do you guys think?
also one of the things here is really interesting is that while we may have a crew reputation, I suspect a lot of friction is going to come from people who don't necessarily live up to that reputation.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that the idea of daring kind of fits a bit because I can imagine that like the sort of mentality is, especially given the eclectic backgrounds we have, the idea that we might look at particular bounties as like this one's particularly this one's considered tough because no one's thought about it fourth dimensionally kind of thing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
And so we're willing to like pull off
getting
things that are a bit.
Yeah,
Sorry,
exactly.
Yep.
You're able to.
Yeah, all right.
Because you
And-
Yeah, I can like that.
you pull off
I mean,
the
I
tougher
also,
jobs,
like-
not because you're tougher, but because you're smarter about it.
Yeah. Well, that said, savvy could also work for that. But one of the
That's
reasons
true.
I was thinking daring as well is because a lot of you come from like military or aristocratic backgrounds. That seems to just like
Yeah.
I can see people kind of saying, "Oh, those brave young, like renegade aristocrats and soldiers and things." Yeah.
For that reason, I also actually feel like that perhaps daring or savvy as well as professional, like just very sort of this is how we're going to do it and that's how we're also better than everyone else.
Yeah. So yeah, which one do we think? Like, it feels like daring seems to be the one that matches. Like, that seems to be getting the common vote here. Is that
I like both, but I'm leaning towards daring.
okay?
Yeah, I vote for daring.
Cool.
Daring.
Are you down for that, Maze?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. In which case, we get to customize our ship. Each ship start. You know what we should do though? We should open up. I'm going to open up the ship character sheet, and we can start this ship character sheet. It's very nice. All right. So this is a Cerberus. I think I've spelled that correctly.
I've got to ask, since I don't know Roll20, is there like a save button that I'm not finding?
No.
Because I don't want to lose my... It all updates?
It automatically updates. If there's a text field, I always click on. Remember to click off something before I close the window.
Yes, I've noticed that. Cool. All right,
Yeah.
awesome.
If you're still typing text and then you close the window, it won't save that because it saves
Got it.
on. And
Cool.
in JavaScript terms, it's doing it based on the end of the edit of the field. Customize your ship. Each ship starts with pre-selected ship systems. You choose 2 additional ship systems to improve. Your choices are engine, hull, comms, and weapons. Your crew. You may also choose to improve crew quality at the start, right? So, crew quality is like how much are you known badasses, right? It's basically the level of your party, and you can jump that up to 2 from 1 or whatever it is to start with, if you like. But if you do that, you will need to spend 2 cred, which is, I think, how much you start with. which means that if we have to make decisions that involve spending cred later, we won't be able to do those.
I'm kind of feeling like maybe, and please feel free to disagree with me. I'm kind of feeling like maybe we're like, as a group, we haven't been working together for super long, so maybe we still haven't built that kind of like level of teamwork and team identity that would increase the quality of the crew. But yeah, please feel free to disagree.
Oh, this character sheet, I've typed in the fact that it's a Cerberus and it's filled out the Cerberus options for me. How good is that?
Yeah, it has. That's really
So
nice.
nice.
Rad.
So yeah, particle cannon is a thing that we'll get to that anyway.
We will.
Weapons, hull, engines, comm. We have 2 points to spend. We currently have 2 in comm, 1 in engines, and 1 in weapons.
Particle cannon. Just saying.
I mean, that's we can get that down the track. This is not about that. This is about how good our weapons are.
Oh, okay. So it's like an overall score of how good the weapons are and that kind of thing.
Right? So,
Right. Okay, got it.
So at the moment, like, our grapplers are hooked up to rank 1 weapon systems.
Right.
Got it. Understood. Yes.
And our particle cannons will be hooked up to rank 1 weapon systems if we don't.
Yeah. So when we do get our particle cannon, and we will, it'll run off the stat. Cool.
I guess that's kind of a question of like how we bounty hunt. Like, are we faster than other people? Are we just tougher and like we wait out our opponents? Are we like, do we just have really big guns and we run around shooting people out of the sky? Like,
well, David seems particularly fond of the idea of us having guns.
And it sounds like it does include like grappling kind of things as well, or
we've got grapplers by default.
Cool.
I can read out the description. If anyone wants to know the description of an item, I mean, we're not doing those modules yet, but if you want to know about
So
them,
how many points do we have at this point?
We've got
at this
2 to
stage,
spend.
sorry?
So we've got 2 to
2.
spend. We've already got 2 in comms, 1 in engine, and 1 in weapons.
Yeah. I would say engines and weapons. I mean, let's be fast and deadly.
I'm agreeing with that. I reckon
cool.
we're all pretty fightery as well. I think is Alyssa the only one that doesn't have a stat in scrap?
I'm the only bounty hunter who can't throw a punch.
I can't either. I mean, I was actually tempted. Okay. I did put 1 in skulk, and I was considering putting that in scrap instead. But yeah.
I mean,
at the moment, I don't really in scrap. Sorry.
I mean, Diana can kill you with a smile, so.
Well, true.
Yeah, I like weapons and engine.
So
sounds good.
Yep, cool. Weapons and.
Have we considered the spa bath?
Sorry.
No, there's not even beds on this thing, Diana. There's not even beds.
We don't have bunks to hot bunk in. That's how small this ship is.
So, is there a way to increase the size of it? Is that an option at this stage?
Yeah, that's hull.
Oh, so if we were to put more in hull, it would be a bigger ship.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess yeah. We don't. I kind of like the idea that it's just really it's too small for us.
Think about the Cerberus, right?
This is why we have our vices.
There are only 2 spaces for hull modules on the Cerberus.
Yeah, totally.
Right, whereas there's 4 slots for comms and 3 slots for weapons and engines.
Yeah.
How many slots does the Fromageri take?
A galley is an auxiliary module.
This is a good question.
A galley is an auxiliary module that you can purchase.
Cool.
Yeah. That's a thing. Because we're not the Star Dancer, we can't use the galley to then get home cooking though. All right, so we've got our two upgrades, and next we need. Oh gosh. We need to select our special ability. Choose one of the special abilities listed on your ship. If you can't choose one, decide which one to pick, go with the first one on the list is placed there as a good default choice. It's important to pick a special ability that everyone is excited about. You can get more special abilities in the future by earning XP. This is, again, choosing our special abilities is about, who are we as a group? All of this stuff is about establishing your group norms. So the top one is licensed. You take -2 heat on any legitimate bounty hunting job. Your ship can carry particle weapons, and your crew can carry and legally use heavy blasters in the pursuit of a target, which means you're allowed to have guns, right?
I like that
legally.
Licensed is good, but the thing I love, the very bottom one, deadly. Each crew member may add 1 action rating to command, scrap, or skulk.
That's pretty cool.
3. Which, and I'm not saying that because it gives me a scrap of 3. I'm not at all saying that.
Hey, Commander 3.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's a force multiplier.
I kind of like that. That's particularly cool.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right, we're deadly. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that was easy.
Yeah.
It just gives you an action rating. Cool. Let's chuck that in there. Deadly. So everyone, please choose which one you would like to add 1 action rating to, and do so.
Also, do we each choose a thing?
Because it's or. Yes.
Yeah, you each
basically
pick
it's plus
either
1 skill
command,
point.
scrap, or skulk, and get an extra point in it.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah. But also, if that doesn't make sense, if that you don't like what that is, like, please feel free to counter that.
Oh, no, that's all good. I was just thinking that we were adding something to the ship still. I got confused.
No, this adds to us, which is why I
like it. The great
like
thing
it.
about this is it means that your ship, as a ship, is a ship that is full of deadly people.
Yeah, yes. Or it's like and somehow it's like
So like if
be
one of you
set up to be
dies,
deadly.
right, and someone comes and joins your crew, they're a deadly person, and
Yeah,
they get one of these.
nice. Cool.
I'm going to
Great.
take a point in scrap just because it actually kind of makes sense that she'd have some idea about how to handle herself.
Sure.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah.
I mean, we're bounty hunters. We should probably all be able to like hold ourselves in a fight.
Yeah.
I mean, like
I
the
bet
thing is, like being able to set up someone else to throw the right punch is an entirely useful thing.
Or actually, yeah, I might take a 7 point in skulk. I like the idea of being like surprisingly sneaky.
That rule from earlier where we aren't allowed to start with 3 dots, is that
So
now
that's
also?
during character creation, not during ship creation.
Cool.
Yeah, it actually says a 1 action rating to command, scrap, or skulk, up to a max of 3.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool. Yeah, I read the
Yeah, you
small
can't.
print.
Yeah, because you can't exceed. Like, I don't think you can ever get more than 3.
It's the top. Yeah.
Cool. Cool. All right. So we've got our special ability. I'm scrolling back and forth between the like sheet and the. All right. Cool. And assign upgrades. In addition to the upgrades that come pre-installed on your ship, in our case, they are. Where are they? They are grapplers and grapplers, a jump drive, and a long-range scanner. You also, as a group, get to add 2 additional upgrades to your ship. You might, so for instance, for the Cerberus, you might upgrade the stun weapons as one of your choices, and also the auxiliary module armory as another choice. So,
Guns.
Where do we get particle cannon?
Particle cannon is one of these. Yeah.
I mean, I'm getting the impression that we've made that decision.
Look, I'm sorry, but it
Don't
screams
apologize.
to me. It's
Are we getting up? So we're getting a particle cannon. What's the other thing we're getting? Are we getting an auxiliary thing? Are we getting a hull thing? Are we getting, like, for instance, a hull thing might include
Are we getting
crew
beds?
quarters
Alien pet.
or a pet.
beds.
Do we have room for a pet?
I thought we already had one, or is that not what a clone is?
Oh, damn!
You
Shots
do not
fired.
Oh, I
go
see.
door.
Wow.
Well, this is going to be
Oh my
interesting.
god.
That's great.
Oh.
This is yeah, awesome.
There's
There's gonna be some great character
specifically,
interactions.
so we can get. Oh, I see. No, we'll need to purchase the module for particle cannon. We can get stun weapons. Because it's the things listed on the Cerberus under upgrades. So we can get tracers, stun weapons. We could spend both to get personal vehicles, or both to get a bonus gambit each time. We can't get smooth criminal currently. We just can't. We don't have the things. We could get an AI module, an armory. I think we start with a brig. We do. We could get a galley, which might include cheese.
That's very specific.
We could get a medical bay, a science bay, hollow emitters, intruder alarm, a Land Rover, power reserves, a shuttle, stasis pods, or a vault, or an alien pet, ground vehicles, recon drone, survival gear, or a workshop. And I'm not sure about the training. But I think we can do the training.
A shuttle sounds like it would be very useful.
Yeah, true.
Being able to split up functionally could be very useful indeed.
I also think medical bay.
So seeing as we can't get particle cannon at this stage in ship creation, David, are you looking at stun weapons? Is that appealing to you?
Yeah, but also I think I'm going to get shot a lot just because, a lot.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you are.
So medical bay seems good.
Is the stun weapons upgrade, is that personal, like handheld weapons, firearms, or is that like ship mount?
Good question. Let's have a look.
Yeah, I think it's crew weapons. I think it's like a weird armory that we're detailed for bounty hunting.
Armory is a separate thing. Let me find.
I know, yeah.
But this is a bounty hunter specific one, I think, isn't it?
Yeah,
like
it is.
that list there is this one specific to the Cerberus, and then the ones on the left, I think, are the ones that any ship can take.
Yeah.
Yeah. The difference between modules and upgrades, I'm not entirely sure. Like, I'm struggling with a little bit. If chat wants to. Check that like modules aren't upgrades. Upgrades are these things on the. I'll bring this up. So I'm looking at this stuff here.
Yeah, but like on the sheet, it doesn't. Does it actually say modules anywhere?
Modules is in a section earlier, and particle cannon is a module that we don't have.
Okay.
Here we go. Yeah. Ship options. Why is it called an option there? Why is it not an upgrade? Stun weapons. A variety of weapons for capturing and securing prisoners without serious harm. Includes but not is limited to restraints, stun batons, stun settings on normal blasters, not the heavy kind, and even stun grenades. So it's personal stuff.
Okay, cool. What about personal vehicles? So, because we were talking about having a shuttle, would personal vehicles be like little additional pods we can fly around kind of thing? Would that be kind of like on a similar...
Personal vehicles are sleek, small craft that can fold up tight enough to fit into a reasonable parking space. Limited fuel, but can break atmo. Can carry basic weapons that they can't carry. They can't seriously damage anything freighter-sized or larger. You may want to want a landing bay. So yeah, if you have personal vehicles and you don't have a landing bay, you're not going to be able to dock them if you're not like already parked.
Yeah, cool.
Whereas a shuttle, like while you're flying, you can shuttle it up and down.
Yeah, great, cool. Okay.
I can see someone like Alyssa's character, I'm sorry who I've forgotten the name of,
Diana.
Sort of Diana, yeah, shuttling away in the shuttle, having some personal time.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, but she doesn't have any points in helm, so it would have to be it would basically have to be an automatic, not a manual.
I mean, I'm sure like helm is required when you're doing something risky, right? When you're doing something that can fuck up, right? Just driving it, that's fine.
Yeah. Because I can imagine that. Plus, I also kind of figure that what happens a fair bit is that basically I sneak in somewhere first, and then you three kind of like basically to sort of open the back door or stun the person, and then shit comes in, and then if things go pear shaped, then weapons get involved. I can almost picture like the episode of the second episode of Firefly with your bridge. Where it's kind of a complicated heist thing going on, and there's people on the ship, and then there's like sneaking in, and there's the person that like she's trying to steal from. I can imagine a similar kind of setup. Yeah. So the idea that my character can fly in separately without being seen coming from a big patrol vessel. That makes sense.
Also, if we have a shuttle, presumably we've got some sleeping quarters.
I mean, that's not to say that a shuttle
it's a shuttle.
It's a shuttle.
Does the shuttle come with a cheese bridge?
No.
The thing I was going to say is, it does fit with our four-dimensional, lateral thinking kind of thing we were talking about. Like being able to have that adaptability and versatility, rather than just us all being in a ship and we have to rely on shooting them.
Yeah, because you can do a lot of things with the shuttle too. Like you could set it up so that it appears to be a different ship than it is. You know, give it a fake signature or something. Like there's a lot of ways you can use that. So it does fit in the weird groups that do things nobody would think of.
Yeah, I'm. Shuttle sounds great.
Cool. All right, we've got a shuttle.
So what did we choose the first? Another one?
I don't think we did. Did we want to do stun weapons, or like we said, they're like stun batons and like frustration things.
They're ship based.
They're not ship based. They are personal based. But the point is that weapons aren't normally capable of being set to stuns.
I figured we would really need stun weapons.
Do we? Really?
Look, I can set to stunning, but that's a whole different thing.
We've got a stun weapon, yeah.
Oh,
beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, are we the type of crew who does want to deliver someone alive rather than dead, ever?
Really? Is that what we do? Okay, good. Thank you. Might need to remind me of that every now and then.
But
then that's the thing,
that's
right? Like, by choosing these things, we're making decisions about who we are.
And that's a great like also interaction as well. If like some people in the crew default towards like stunning, and then someone in the crew is just like bang bang bang. Like,
Yeah.
well, shit.
There's a stun setting? What? No. We didn't have
That's
that
what
back in
that
the
was.
military.
What does this switch do? I'm like, what? Yeah.
Oh, that must be the safety. I'll turn that off.
Yeah. This is good.
Yeah. Do we want to go stun weapons then?
I mean, it sounds like
Yeah, I think stun
No,
weapons.
sure, let's do it. No, that's good.
Because
That's
we don't
really-
have people use stun weapons, just because we've got them.
we've got stun
Yeah, I
weapons.
know, right?
All right. Okay, cool. Where are we? Next step in ship creation. Now, I think this is the bit I love about ship creation. All right. Assign upgrades. Yep. Cool. Yeah, and you have a brig. Is the upgrade you start with. So. Now, after you assign your 2 upgrades, the GM will tell you about. Fuck it, I'm not telling you. You're telling me. You're telling me about which 2 factions were impacted by your choices. One faction helped you get an upgrade. You're on good terms. Did they broker a deal? Did you run a job for them? Did you bail them out of trouble? Did they like you and you get +1 status with them? At your option, you can spend a cred to repay their kindness and make that 2 status with them instead.
So, are we doing all the factions from the book? Because
They're
I'm
the
not sure
factions
everybody
from the
knows
book,
them.
unless you have one that you want to like bring in, like for instance, maybe Diana's family or something like that, right?
Ooh, actually, that's a good idea.
Well, I was actually thinking, what we could do is that, like, part of the thing could be that the reason why we have the ship is, remember there's that bounty hunter that I may possibly not have a great history with? Might possibly perhaps have been one of his ships.
I mean,
Nice.
so the second one we have to pick who we fucked over for it, and they hate us.
Well, that guy.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
So this needs to be a faction. So who is he a part of?
I'm just trying to find the list of
Is it
factions.
30? Yeah,
Do you know what
me too.
pages?
I remember being like 32, I think, or 38.
Oh yeah, cool. There are quite a few of them.
Yes,
Oh,
there
there's a
are.
lot, yeah.
Is it so?
Okay, so here's the question though, right? The bounty hunter that you knocked over, that you fucked over, is he part of the hegemony? Is he a part of a criminal syndicate, or is he a part of a weird group?
Hegemony, I think.
If he's someone, he's not part of the hegemony, because if he was part of the hegemony, like I basically escaped the hegemony virus, like, and then sort of fell in with a smuggling group, and it's unlikely they would actually be associated with the hegemony.
Yeah.
Totally. That's cool.
So he sounds like a criminal syndicate type.
Yeah.
There's the Ashen
think so.
Knives, which are a group of like assassins. There's Draxel's Raiders, who are like pirates who specialize in disabling ships before they board them. There's the Yanis Syndicate, that is like they're just they're weapons traders, weapons dealers. What's the Bornico Syndicate?
Bornico Syndicate.
Those last 2.
Tight-knit group of thieves who steal high-end technological supplies. Man, the guild hates these guys.
Okay, they're tech thieves. That's pretty cool.
Ooh.
I love that it says a bit about the Engineers Guild.
Oh, and the Dirinek gang are all Xenos. They're a non-human gang.
Cool.
That come from Warren, which is like the most populous like city world in the system, in the sector. What do you reckon? Do any of those sound like your friend?
I don't want to. I do not want to piss off the weapon dealers, but that's just me.
Well, I was just thinking. So, like, I mean, maybe it doesn't necessarily fit for the person that I pissed off, because I imagine that he is a professional bounty hunter exclusively, which is kind of how I didn't choose this trade so much as I fell in with something, kind of learnt it through osmosis.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And found that some aspect of my skill set and background meant that I had some natural abilities that lent themselves to doing this.
Oh, there's also the Scarlet Wolves, who are also bounty hunters.
Okay, maybe that then.
Yeah. So.
Oh my god! So there's a great comment on Twitch. Was Tash also one of the things stolen?
Oh shit! That might have something to do with. Thank you, Liam. Excellent idea.
That's wow.
Is that got something to do with the attitude of don't we already have a pet?
I'm just.
And also, Diana, don't say a thing. Just seriously, Diana, no.
Oh,
I mean, I'm okay with that.
Like, did you get one of these upgrades? And the mechanic was installing it, and then you just took off with the mechanic.
Cool.
I don't know.
Shit. Yeah. Nice.
Actually, I kind of like them.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, if that's okay with you, like, I'm okay with that. But do you think that works?
So, Alyssa, do you want to go with your what's his name? I've forgotten his name.
Batro.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So, do we want to go with Batro as a member of one of these factions, or?
I'm happy with that.
I think it makes sense. Like, make it that it's sort of that way it all ties in together. So there's not only a person, but there's a whole faction that they're bringing against us.
Totally, and it does tie several of our stories together as well.
If he's a bounty hunter, then there's the Ashen Knives are a dangerous criminal syndicate known for their control of gambling and assassination, or the Scarlet Wolves, who hire themselves out as bounty hunters. They're assassins technically, but they often do the bounty hunting thing.
Well, so am I technically, but you know, hey,
we don't worry about technicalities here.
Yeah.
This is a technicality-free zone.
So
I've never.
This is why you're my friend.
Which of those sounds like your type, right? Like I imagine
in situations that I might not have stopped.
Yeah. Right.
Mm.
The question is, do you think that are you more the like goth criminal underworld side, or the or the like honorable bounty hunter, like serious badass side? What I'm asking you is vampires or werewolves?
I don't know.
I think more criminal.
Yeah, I feel like criminal makes more sense.
We've got more leeway that way.
Yeah.
Pissing off a criminal syndicate sounds like something I would do.
Okay, so the Ashen Knives? Cool. I mean, Scarlet Wolves are also criminal syndicate. They just...
Yeah, if anyone's Scarlet Wolf, it's probably me, so...
Also, the Ashen Knives are not as powerful as the Scarlet Wolves, so... That's smart.
That's good.
Alright. Cool. So we know who we've pissed off. Who are we friends with, though? This is the harder question.
Weapons dealers. Sorry.
I mean, the Yana Syndicate could have hooked us up with the stun weapons. That makes sense.
Or the other possibility is that the other bounty hunter group, part of the reason we're still able to operate at all, even though we pissed off one bounty hunter group, was that the other bounty hunter group, we're friends with, and so.
I mean,
like we're sort of responsible for some interfactional warfare between people.
We're Yojimboing. Yeah. We're playing factions against each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Can
you're playing factions against each other. I'm not that smart.
Like,
Pardon, Maze?
aren't they always in competition, bounty hunters? Like,
Yeah, but at the same time, they drink at the same bars.
Actually, if we are setting groups up against each other, what about the wreckers, scavengers, and thieves with a few brilliant hackers who incite factions to fight so that they can pick the battlefields clean later?
I mean, you could be friends with them. You can't be sure
Yeah,
that they're not going to try and get you into fights. But
Oh, totally, yeah.
Yeah.
it's a thing.
So what was which upgrade was associated with the with that first?
That's what I was asking.
Right. Okay. So what we got stun weapons, and what was the other one? Sorry. Oh, it was the shuttle.
Yep.
Well, the shuttle could be as simple as that. Like, I stole the shuttle to escape the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
You stole the shuttle to escape the Ashen knives.
I feel like that's where the shuttle came from. Yeah.
So yeah, we didn't actually get the ship explicitly from them, but the shuttle we did.
Yeah, that sounds like a thing.
Your shuttle we did. Your shuttle.
So this is like an alternate universe Firefly, where instead of Inara being a whatever the hell they call it in that universe, instead she's a bounty hunter.
I mean, yeah, that's what we're doing.
I'm down with it.
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, okay, so like, if we're bounty hunters, do we work for anyone, or do we tend to work for criminal groups, or do we tend to work for like the government? Because we could have got the stun weapons from like the actual legit law enforcement, because they were like, you guys are kind of doing our job for us, bring these people in.
Legit.
I don't think the government would like me very much.
But they may not. The thing is, it may.
Malclith might not care about you because you're from a different sector, right? Like, they might not give a fuck.
So we could be basically like privateers, kind of like where, the government, like whatever part of the government is not going to publicly say, yeah, we gave them guns, but in exchange for us solving some problems for them, they gave us some shit. I don't know.
I mean, like David said, the obvious answer is the Yana Syndicate, but again, that's the obvious answer.
Good point.
Like, yeah, that's up to us.
Again.
In fact, I kind of like bowing out of this because my guy's kind of a little bit dumb and direct, and it's like he wouldn't even notice if you guys were working with someone else.
But this is about players, not about characters.
Oh.
Right? Like, this is us as players choosing our story.
Sorry, what was the question?
No, there wasn't one.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I like, which one was the one that that disables ships before boarding them and taking all of their stuff? Because I think that could also...
Draxler's
Yeah,
raided.
right.
Yeah.
That could be the people who gave us the stun guns,
Yeah,
because
right.
that seems...
They're all about stun stuff. That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Yeah.
Yeah, Dracula's
Really?
Raiders.
They sound like they're bastards.
Yeah, they're pirates. They are pirates.
All right, this is the point where I disagree with all of you, and that's cool. Awesome. And yet I'll kill anyone you ask. Yeah, cool.
And like Draxel's Raiders are the same rank as the Ashen Knives, so like they're
I don't know. Like, I don't see us as like as being like, I guess, piratical at this point anyway. But I mean, even if they like did, we did them a favor, they did us a favor. It doesn't necessarily mean we're like, best of friends.
I mean, yeah.
It just means we've got like, good reputation with each other, right? Like, because
exactly.
it's just one level side.
We may not like what they do, but
they're useful friends.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, just so you know, you currently have -2 with the Ashen Knives because you fucked them over. You can pay a credit to make that only a -1 if you want.
Nah, it's more fun to have -2.
Okay.
Yeah. If we're not in a shit situation, where's the fun?
Yeah, no, definitely.
Exactly.
I mean, just so you're aware, -3 is all-out war. So.
I'm ready for that.
Yeah. So I mean, what are people leaning towards? So we've got the Janus Syndicate.
I mean, I'm gonna suggest the Yana Syndicate because it seems like the most obvious.
Yeah,
and
cool.
It seems like we're having trouble with the decision.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's good. It's good call.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Some weapons dealers hooked you up. Do you get one? You get one reputation with them because you did it well. Like you honored the deal or whatever. Do you want to pay a cred to make that +2?
How many creds do we have?
I think you start with 2. Yeah.
2.
What other things can we spend them on?
I think that's pretty much the last point that you're going to spend.
Okay.
I mean, no, well,
Yeah.
okay, then we start playing the game.
Yeah, okay. I reckon we spend it on that because it's like probably going to be like again, it's more fun if we're in a shit position. So if we start and we're really strapped for cash, that's like creates story possibilities.
Look, I'm just going to say that my clone partner over here has a good idea, and I support what they're saying.
Oh, thank you. I really like the way you always like just really listen to my ideas and support me in like so many things.
You are so sensible.
All right.
Beautiful.
Do we need to do anything else for it?
I get the impression we're like pretty inseparable.
Yeah.
Here for it.
All right. So we've fucked over some factions. We've made some friends. Now we have to get a favorite context. Take a look at your list of potential contacts on the ship sheet. All of the contacts are your friends and allies. One is closer to the crew than the others. Choose one who is a close friend, long-time ally, or partner in crime, and then we will decide on what making that friend means.
Do the Ashen Knives hate us? Is that what you were saying earlier?
They're -2.
Then why don't we get Arlox and Ashen Knives Pasha, who will warn us whenever they come after us?
That's cool.
Cool. So you're gonna
That's cool.
So that will increase. So if you get her, as a you will get you'll get +1 with the Ashen Knives, so you'll be less hated by them.
Okay. Right. I was thinking more. You see, I was thinking less mechanical advantage, but rather
but
a
like,
really interesting.
Like being friends with an
narrative
important Ashen Knife, right, is going to make them hate you less because you have a friend on the inside.
Oh, can we just clarify what is a pasha? I know it's like a position of some description, like a rank or something, but I don't know.
I don't know.
Pasha is like
because it's a real world thing.
It is,
isn't it?
yes, yeah. It goes to a lot of the Pasha Gordon was a English general in the Middle East and did things, and Pasha was the local name. He's basically the warlord.
Yeah.
Overlord.
Okay. So I just looked it up. Apparently, it's a rank in the Ottoman Empire political and military system originally. So it's quite an important person.
It's a high-ranking general.
Yeah. Okay.
So you
cool.
know
So
a
maybe
general,
not that.
if you know a general of the Ashen Knives, there's no way they're going to hate you that much.
Yeah. True.
But I just like the idea of like regular Ashen Knives hate us, but we also know this guy who likes us.
Yeah.
I imagine I probably still have someone there that likes me, but just probably not anyone who could do anything useful.
Like just because you're only at -1 doesn't mean they suddenly love you. It just means they hate you less.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm happy to go with that. What
Right,
people
cool.
think.
So we've got Pasha. Oh, we've got Arlox. Who? Now let me see. Oh no. Oh, then someone else hates us because of that. I see. Or likes us less. Who's gonna? I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with the Scarlet Wolves, right? Like.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
All of the
They sound
bounty
pretty
hunters-
cool.
All of the other bounty hunters don't like you.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
We're those guys.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. Yep.
Basically,
because
we
you're
are too
friends-
cool
because
for
you-
school.
Because you're friends with Arlox. Sorry.
Yeah.
You're
So. Yeah, cool. So in general, the Ashen Knives don't like us, but because we're mates with one of them, the other group doesn't like us as well. Excellent.
I mean,
Oh god, that's
Arlox-
great.
Yeah.
you're friends with Arlox, who fucked up like a bunch
Right.
of the wolves, right?
Yeah.
There was like someone put out a bounty on Arlox, and it did not work.
Yeah, we make
Like-
bad
That's because
friendship
we didn't take
decisions.
it. We didn't take
Yeah,
it.
right. You didn't take it, but like, there's a reason that they have it out for our locks, and because you're known
Yeah.
associates. No way.
Totes. Sounds real good.
Cool.
Oh god,
Alright.
that's good.
So, calculate your upkeep costs and stunning gambits. Gambits are shed and reset. Cool. All right. So your stunning gambits are 3, I'm pretty sure. Let's grab the ship. Oh, I was already on the ship. Also, do we want to name our ship?
Yeah. I mean, Cerberus is pretty cool in and of itself.
Yeah, we can just be Cerberus if we want.
Well, look, I think there's a rich tradition of naming starships out of a descriptor and a bird. Moldy Crow, Millennium Falcon, Stinky Pigeon.
The aluminum mallard.
Yes. Black Robin.
That's pretty cool.
Should be
Golden
so
Duck.
I'm just surprised there isn't like a friggin' Twitter bot that makes those.
Right?
Yeah. What do you guys think? What do you want?
Queer goose.
Sorry.
The suggestions from the chat room: expeditious vulture, queer goose,
Oh god, okay, I gotta check this.
Figures.
unladen swallow. The unladen.
Yeah, that's it. That is
Thanks,
totally.
Kane.
Yep,
Follow. Thank you.
And it also, like, even though it's funny, it also sounds kind of cool.
But also it means we get to say, everybody get back to the swallow. No, wait.
Yeah. What, is it the African swallow or?
It's okay. The swallow can pick us up.
Yeah.
I'll go
awesome.
back to the shuttle. I don't swallow.
Oh.
Oh, Dana is amazing.
All right. Unladen Swallow
Yeah,
is
okay,
the
cool.
name of our ship. Alrighty.
Yep, unlay the swallow. It's a done thing.
Cool. All right, we've got 3 gambits, and it's time for a break.
Okie dokie.
We'll be back in a minute, chat, and the shit is going to get fan hitting. Bye.